What is going on, guys? AJ Bodie here, back with another video. So, I broke no contact, I think like 9-10 days ago. After 4.5 months of not talking, for a bit of backstory, right? The relationship was good. We had problems. We were very avoidant. We had a lot of, well, the relationship was terrible, but the chemistry that we had was really good. But 1 year exactly, she breaks up with me. I convinced her not to for like a week or so, and then she breaks up with me a second time. We both wish each other well, and then I go no contact for like 4 months. When I was thinking maybe she'll come back, she was probably thinking, I'm never coming back. And I should have known that she wouldn't have come back because she didn't go back with her other relationship. But, who's to say if it's changed or not? When she broke up with me, she said that she still loved me. And she said that she really liked me and she did want to fight, but she just couldn't. And that could be a bullshit excuse, or it could be a genuine, yeah, I don't know. But four months later, no contact whatsoever, no social media, nothing like that. 4 months later, I reach out just to check up on her. And she's like, yeah, I'm doing good, everything, da-da-da. We briefly catch up. Wasn't really a catch up. And I'm like, okay, have a good night. I gotta get some sleep. She's like, okay, nice catching up. So I catch up with, like a few days later, I text her something like, oh, I like 28 years later better than or I like Bone Temple better than 28 years better, but I know that you like 28 years later better. She was like, yeah, 28 years later has my heart. Just curious. 30 minutes later, she texts, just curious. After she texts, yeah, 28 years later has my heart. 30 minutes later, she texts, just curious, why are you reaching out now? And I was like, honestly, I missed the connection or something, just wanted to catch up. And she's like, well, okay, to be quite frank, there's nothing, we've already caught up, so there's nothing else that we need to say. And I was like, I understand, I won't push you, da da. And she's like, okay, but if that's why I asked you if you want to talk about something, then we can. I'd be open to it, but I don't see us keeping in contact after that. I don't see anything happening between us again. And I was like, I don't know how the conversation went after that, but it was like, it's a very short conversation. I was like, can we meet up in person? She was like, if that's what you need, sure. So we scheduled a time and date. She canceled the first time only for her to reschedule the second time on Friday. And I'm like, that's cool. We as I'm going there, right? Like 20 minutes before the meetup, she texts me. And take in mind, this is not a close meetup. It's like 23 miles. She texts me, hey, so sorry. Had an important call come up. And she always makes excuses. I can tell when her excuses are bullshit. And this definitely was bullshit. What kind of important call is so important that, you need to take it? She's like, hey, so sorry, but something came up. I got a call, you know. Take in mind, she's never done this before in the relationship. Maybe like once or twice, but nothing like this. Never canceling like 20 minutes before the meetup. So she's like, and honestly, I just don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable meeting up, even if it is in a public area. Because she told me that she wanted to meet in a semi-public area. And I told her that was fine, everything was great. So she's like, I don't feel comfortable, even if it is in a public area. She's like, honestly, I've been thinking, that stuff, and I don't feel comfortable. And I was like, I was on the highway. I pulled over on the highway. And I was like, I read the text. I was like, fuck. I was like yelling, fuck. And I text her back, like, hey, I understand. Thanks for letting me know. And she was like, thanks for understanding. I was like, hope everything's okay. She was like, thanks. Sorry for wasting your time. And I'm like yelling and everything, right? I'm like, fuck, right? And a police officer comes up to me, pulls over, and comes up to me. I didn't even notice him. Comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, everything okay? I was like, oh, yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, sorry. He was like, did your bike break down? I was like, no, everything's great. I'm good. I just need to pull over real quick. He was like, okay, yeah, you have a good day then. I was like, okay, cool. So I go home. I don't talk to her for like a day. And I'm thinking, like, what can I do? Should I do anything? Should I text her? And a day later, it's like 7, 8 p.m. And I'm like, I should text her. So I text her, hey, I've been thinking, like you weren't comfortable with meeting up in person, but maybe we could have a call or something, clear some stuff up between us. Oh my goodness, the apocalypse. No, it's a child abduction alert. What the hell? I fucking hate when people abduct children, dude. That shit's fucking wrong, man. Anyway. So I text her that, right? And I'm like, I know you have questions too. And she just never replies. She never replies. It's been like a day or two since I texted that. And now I think it's over. Like before, this is one thing that I've never really this is something that I really struggle with, right? It's like I have hope when I go no contact because I didn't really try and get her back. But now I did try. There's nothing that I could possibly do to get her back now. Either she blocked me or she just didn't reply to the text. And that's it. That's pretty much it with the relationship. And for a bit of context, she is an avoidant. She's a heavily fearful slash dismissive slash disorganized avoidant. And you're going to be like, okay, well, now you're just, like, you're just putting that on her because, she hurt your feelings. And that's actually not true. Yes, she did hurt my feelings, but when I look back at all the times that we had confrontation, or I talked to her about the way that she kind of like reacts to stuff, she literally told me that when something happens and it's negative, it affects her emotions negatively. She needs a lot of time alone, and that is introverted slash avoidant behavior. What she did when we broke up, it wasn't, it was logical. And that's exactly what avoidants do. First, she tells me, I just feel like you don't care about me, right? That was the emotional part. Then, when I didn't take that, like, I was like, no, I do care about you. And she's like, well, there's more concerns. And she gave me logical concerns. And avoidants love logical concerns, right? Or they love to use their logical side because they can't really tap in. Some can, but most can't. They don't even know that they're doing it. So that was one. Oh, and most of the we couldn't really have a lot of arguments because we just didn't really want to talk about stuff. We didn't want to argue. So that right there is a clear sign that we're avoidance. She's more importantly is the avoidant here. She went 5 days one time without texting me. Um, and then she tells me that she got into an accident. Whenever she was like trying to get closer to me, she would pull away harder, which is really weird, but that's just another trait of an avoidant. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know what the fuck is going on. At the time, I didn't know what a fucking avoidant is or was. Um, the cancellation, right? 20 minutes before the meetup, or even the cancellation on Wednesday when she was like, hey, something came up. We got to reschedule. Let's be honest. If she could meet me all those other times without canceling, maybe like once or twice she canceled, but if she could meet me all those other times without canceling, that just means that she was scared or she didn't want to confront all the things that she did or the things that I did. She was avoiding confrontation and she just didn't want to engage with me. So when Friday rolled around, she canceled 20 minutes before, right? She told me, oh, and I was 22 minutes away. Sad emoji, emoticon face. And I was like, this is fucking bullshit, dude. She cannot take confrontation. She doesn't want to. She just can't do it. And the fact that she even agreed to show up there, and maybe she could have been thinking, oh, like, it is a public place, sure, but what's stopping him from like picking me up, grabbing me, putting me in his fucking like, well, I still have a bike, so I don't know where I would take her. What's stopping? Well, I don't know how that would play out at all. Cause like even if I drugged her, where the fuck would I like take her? You know, how would I take her? I guess I could use her car, but I would never do that. And I think she knew that I would never do that. So let's just say that thought wouldn't even come to her head. The next thought would be, what if he tries to like sexually assault me, right? And that is a fair um, thought to have when you're meeting your ex, especially if she actually was done with me. She would be thinking, oh, he's trying to get back with me, and I don't want that. And I overpower her because I'm twice as strong as her. So that could be another one. Another one would be like, he's going to hurt me, right? Which I would never do, um, ever. So maybe she was thinking all those things. I think the more logical or emotional thing that she thought, maybe, which is pretty much more accurate, would be like she doesn't want, she's afraid of the confrontation. Because I remember in the relationship, when I did confront her, she would get really, really quiet and dismissive. So I was like, okay, I'll back off then. So that's the only three things that I can think of. Either thought that I was going to assault her, that I was going to beat her, or that I was going to confront her to the point where she would explode or something. I don't know. She would avoid even harder. I don't know how that works really. So she thought about those things. And 22 minutes before the meetup, she cancels because she's probably overthinking, like how she always does. Or like how an avoidant always does. And that was it. You know, I say I understand. She says thanks. Sorry for wasting your time. I text a whole day later asking for a phone call, which she was okay with. Like a few days ago from that time. But then she just didn't answer. It's like she got triggered, her avoidance got triggered again, and now maybe she blocked me, maybe she just didn't want to reply, maybe she got overwhelmed, I don't know. Maybe she thought that if I showed up, or maybe she thought if I showed up, that maybe seeing him in person would trigger something inside her, that she would, I don't know, reconnect her feelings or something, and then, you know, get back into a relationship that she clearly doesn't want. Whether that's her actually choosing to not want it or her avoidance choosing not to want it. I hear that when an avoidant loves you, right? And you guys are having like the best time ever. And she looks really happy to be with you. That is the time that they pull away. That is the time that they completely shut their emotions off and they take all of their rapport or emotional bank that they have with you, and they completely trash it. Completely. And they go cold. And because of that, because of that, on the other side of like where I am at, I go crazy. And I think they know to an extent that other partner would go crazy when that happens. So they just don't want to deal with that. And like I said before, when you think, that is different from feeling. When you feel, you change your mind about stuff. But they're not in tune with each other, if that makes sense. Or you don't know that your feeling sends signals to your brain to change it. You're not aware of how you're feeling, if that makes sense. And then your physiological response nervous system, which is dysregulated, by the way, triggers an avoidant response, which causes your feelings for someone to get repressed or even deleted, or even, it doesn't get deleted, but it gets trashed, and that trash stays in there and it just piles up. But if you were more aware of how it happens, like an emotional shutdown, right? First, you would think, okay, let me think how I feel and start thinking about it. So you would start to feel that emotional shutdown physiologically, right? And you would feel it coming on. So then you would tell your brain, like, hey, look, listen, what's about to happen. Start writing this shit down. And then you would be like, okay, so how can I reactivate instead of deactivate? And maybe there's nothing you can do, because I hear that even if you have metacognition, you still can't really do anything. But that's probably what happened. 20 minutes before she cancels, she gets real nervous, starts overthinking, starts thinking, oh, what if he tries to hurt me? What if he tries to assault me? What if he tries to like yell at me? I don't think the kidnapping would really be a viable option, because like what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm gonna carry her on my bike? I'm gonna ride off? I'm gonna take her car, steal her car, put her in the trunk? That's so stupid. I don't know. I don't know if she actually thought that or not, but I don't think she would think that. It's such a stupid such a stupid thought to think. Like, it's a public place. She's a small girl. People are probably watching us. I don't know how I would drug her, first of all. Where I would even get the drugs. But you never know, I guess. So I guess she did overthink that. It could be a possibility that she thought that. Another thing would be like I said before, I think the most common um it's probably that she thought she just didn't want to deal with the emotions. Yeah, that's it. Cause she did tell me like a year back that she bottles up emotions. So yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty solid evidence right there that she doesn't. She just didn't want to talk about the stuff that happened, because it would really make her feel uncomfortable. There you go. She literally told me she didn't feel comfortable. That's it, guys. So no contact day one. Wait, is it day one? Day two, I guess. So I tried to get her back. Didn't work out. So if you're ever dating an avoidant, if they tell you, like, hey, if anyone tells you, hey, I don't see it happening between us again, get a closure, meet up, right? And see if they meet you there. If they can't meet you there, then yeah, it's probably never gonna happen again. Usually, like, I would say, like, for just out of common courtesy for the other person that you dated, a closure meetup is not gonna really help. Like, it doesn't give you closure, but it's nice to see that person one last time, which I never got. Of course, I would never get it. Of course, I always have like this weird thing that happens where it's like my situation is a lot more unique than others, right? I'll ask somebody about it and they'll be like, I've never experienced that before. They always date like secure people or just anxious people. So next time that I get into a relationship, it's gotta be with a secure person. And if I can't find a secure person, anxious, because at least I know that they always come back, versus avoidant people that never fucking come back, which is crazy to me. How you can go from loving someone, still being in love with them, breaking up with them while you're in love, and then going completely cold. It just doesn't make sense. But that's it. That's literally it. I'm not going to drag this video out any longer. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe and smash that thumbs up button. And I'll see you in the next one. If this ever happened to you, let me know in the comments. All right.